Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and tonight we're going to photograph the Milky Way two ways. First of all, we're going to do a stacking and see the results of that, and the second way is doing a long exposure using a star tracker. I am pretty damn new on star tracker and pretty damn new on stocking because I am a single shot Milky Way photographer. I really prefer to do in one exposure, but these two techniques has a lot of potential because you have very low noise and beautiful night sky of the Milky Way. So we're gonna test both of them, and yeah, let's see the result. The first shot that we're gonna do is stacking. I need to take a bunch of photos and stack them in post-production. I'm gonna try to take 9, 10, 11 and stack them, okay? And I'm gonna use this, a remote shooter. Although there is an intervalometer inside of the camera, but I am too lazy to use it. This is actually, I put the camera in high-speed photography. It's long exposure, so it won't be high speed, but I'm gonna smash this button in and lock it. Around 3-4 minutes, I have the amount of exposure that I want. So let's do that.
The 15 images were stacked on Sequator, only using the star images. As noise it's not regular, Sequator uses that feature from noise to distinguish what is noise, what is image. If you look at the footage of a video using a high ISO, you can see that the noise isn't constant, but the color and the image itself is. So Sequator will use that to its advantage. Immediately on the unedited 16-bit TIFF, we can see that the HDR is very impressive, and the Photoshop montage between the landscape and the sky is very good, and no visible noise. That was the point, wasn't it? By going ahead and editing the image, other problems come up. It intensified the lens fringing, which gives more editing work than usual. This problem comes from the lens. Stacking is just intensifying. The transition from a bit of light pollution isn't the best, but it's very fixable with color noise reduction from Lightroom. The photo itself looks very good, very clean, but no clear improvement over a single long exposure, besides the noise-free image. And stacking is developed specifically for that, to remove noise. So what I learned from this is that I can push even more the ISO, and the stacking will deal with the noise. So the R6 is very good and high ISO, but by stacking, honestly, you can really push the ISO to get a little bit of more colors and details, etc. This is really good for lens that isn't that fast. Laowa 15mm is f2, but at f2 it's causing the fringing problem. But if I reduce it to f4, so I lose 2 stops of light and compensate with ISO, in stacking that would be actually a good idea, because, well, the stacking will remove the extra noise that I will gain by pushing up the ISO. Something to test out.
So this is MSS Move Shoot Move Star Tracker, the around $200 of a motor that actually has really good reviews. So this motor will move at the speed of the stars on the sky. So, but the main thing is this thing will work properly if it's pointed correctly at the North Star. For that I need to use, well, there is no way to call this a military grade laser. This thing, it's badass, okay? So the idea is to point that to the North Pole Star. Probably the laser, it's very hard to show it on camera, but it's a very powerful laser. This is really mental. I don't see actually very well the stars because of the light, so I have to shut it down. And it will be so dark that I don't know if the night vision of the camera will see us. So, do you see anything?
Not really.
Okay, Polaris, it's over there. I can see it now. Let's try to point the laser over there. There it is. I think this laser is visible for kilometers. there is people there that's gonna wonder what the hell is happening there. They're gonna shoot something on the sky or what? So I am trying to point to the north, and the better this is calibrated, the better will track the sky. So there you go. Now it's a good idea to point the camera, as the sky will move like this. The camera also in the motor will move like that as well. Before I continue, as I moved a little bit the camera, probably it's not perfectly aligned, so it's a good idea to shut down the light again and polar alignment again. I guess that's it. Now I'm gonna turn on the motor, and immediately when you turn it on, it's starting to move. So this motor will move 2 times slower than the pointer of your clock. The hour clock will turn 2 times a day, so this one will turn 1 time a day. So I'm gonna put my camera in B mode, so bulb mode. I'm gonna attach this, the remote shooter. I'm giving myself the luxury of reducing the ISO, so that's the main point of the long exposure. You can reduce the ISO because you are doubling a lot the time. So let's go to 2 minutes, see what will happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and we have liftoff. Nice. Let me just zoom in to make sure that that's a nice tracking shot. Let's make it 4. Yeah, let's make it 4 and reduce the ISO. So 3, 4, 400 ISO, and go people. 4 minutes. It will be a personal record, 4 minutes of exposure. 4 minutes, let's see what we got. So my cameraman did make a peekaboo on the on the image, but it has a little bit of star trailing, just a touch, but damn, that looks good. So let's do it again, and no peekaboo in front of the camera now. You hear me?
4 freaking minutes is a very long run in low ISO. The noise is non-visible. It's 400 ISO, so yeah, of course it's non-visible. Just a quick look, the colors pop up a little bit more, the sky becomes more visible, especially in the area of Antares Nebula. That's very, very beautiful. When you photograph the Milky Way, you can see that. It adds a little bit of light pollution. There isn't much light pollution, but this thing pushes a little bit. Well, it recovers more light during the time, so that's mainly why it's a little bit more visible. Worse than that is that the landscape is unusable. Of course, the motor is tracking the sky, so the sky will stay put, but the landscape will rotate as the Earth is rotating, of course. So a second shot is required to be photoshopped down there. As we are in Photoshop, applying the technique of star reduction in the image becomes very, very impressive. So this technique, tracking, takes more time, so a lot of time spent on the field photographing. I mean, stacking takes time, of course, but tracking, you have a lot of work doing stuff when you are not shooting, so that takes a fair amount of time, and also you spend a lot of time in post-production, but damn, that's worth it. Comparing the two side by side, the clear winner is the tracked one, but taking point, the cost is more. You need to buy the tracker, the accessories for the tracker, and only the basic just needed to make stacking, so camera, tripod, boom. Besides that, work with the tracked shots takes more time to prepare, by my experience, and more time on the edit. So no clear winner, in fact. It depends on you. You have to choose which one is the one for you, or which situation will demand tracking or stacking, okay?
You guys are wondering, yeah, this is nice, talking about stacking and tracking, why not do both of them? And that's, well, you understand me, that's telepathic thing. Yeah, well done. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. I have some changes. First of all, the lens, it's not f2, it's f4. I am losing 3 stops of light, but instead of 400 ISO, I am using 3200 ISO, which I will remove the noise with stacking. So that's it. I'm gonna start with 2 seconds and then I will check if I don't have any star trails. So the cameraman has to shut down the light and move here. Okay, and yeah, let's do the first shot. If you are wondering where I am now, I am in the top of a volcano called Le Goudfougue. It's a very, very beautiful during the day. I love to make some time lapses here. And luckily, the sky is clean because here it's very difficult to have a clean sky. I am actually doing a time lapse and this video with you guys. I'm gonna wait around 6 something. I did calculate that at that time I will have the blue light to photograph the landscape and combine with the Milky Way. So wish me luck.
I was complaining about the time in the field and post-production. But it's nothing comparing with this one. In fact, we have 16 shots from 1 in the morning up to 1:30 in the morning stacked, and a landscape shot in the 6 in the morning, and blend all this together is not an easy task. Honestly, I will do landscape way more often with tracking or stacking, or depending what I am doing or depending of my mood. There you go. So what you guys think, leave it down below in the comments. Also in the comments, leave any questions you might have, drop a like if you learned something, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I am Miguel, until next time, see ya.